Other than that, parking we touched on is. Influence there.
For an extended period.
You hear us now?
Yeah.
Great.
Aha.
There we go.
Oh, well,
Right.
you guys are.
All right.
Sorry.
Great work.
Brad, I see you're on Zoom. Do you wish to be a public speaker this evening? Or guest speaker?
I do not. I'm just listening in. Thank you, though.
Okay. Any changes to the agenda? All right. No guest speaker. So this takes us to the public comment on agenda items only. Anyone in the room or on Zoom wish to make a public comment on our agenda items? Raise your Zoom hand or come to the podium. I don't see anyone. All right, that takes us to the consent agenda. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Second.
Any discussion or questions before we vote?
Yeah, just one question. Item B on the Michigan National Resource Trust Fund Agreement Amendment. I noticed a bunch of staking going on along Blue Star, not just in our municipality, but outside of it too. Any word, is that related to the trail? Do we know what the,
Yep. That's for the archaeological survey work.
is it? Okay.
Yep, exactly right.
Thank you.
Sir, I have one minor correction to the minutes. Is the heading on the top of page 4 is for the proposal for design engineering services, and actually that section is about the chili cook-off. So if we could change that, I normally wouldn't, but people sometimes just scan headlines to find out what's there. So I guess actually we need to, do we need to change the motion to amend, to approve as amended? Okay. Russ, could you withdraw your motion and remake it to the amended minutes?
I withdraw my initial motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. And I'll make another motion to approve the consent agenda as presented with the changes that were just suggested.
I'll second.
All right, it's a roll call vote.
Just quick
Oh,
question,
yeah.
because I know this has come up time and time again, but I wasn't part of that meeting, so.
You can approve it. I mean, it's up to you if you
I haven't in the past, but I did watch it on YouTube. So when I watch it on YouTube, I do approve of the minutes because I was able to watch it. But if I didn't watch it, I don't approve.
Yeah, and
That's my
I didn't
choice.
approve it, but can we?
Brian, what were you gonna say?
yeah, so,
It's hard to approve something you haven't heard.
right. I'll let Mr. Whitty speak to this. I know this has come up in the past and it'd be probably good for him to touch on this. Yeah.
Yeah, so unless you have any reason to not approve the meeting minutes in this situation, I would just vote to approve it. And then I guess beyond that, council members do have a duty to vote on everything, whether you were here or not. So if you disagree with the minutes, you would vote no. If you don't have any reason to disagree with them, you can vote yes.
All right, it's a roll call vote.
Anderson.
Did we second the amended?
I did.
Okay.
He did, yeah.
Yes, Anderson is yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
And Muncy.
Yes.
Motion carries. Takes us to approval of accounts payable. Can I get a motion for that?
Mayor, motion to approve accounts payable in the amount of $352,144.46.
I'll second.
Any questions or discussion?
84% of it was pass-throughs, collecting taxes on behalf of other authorities. So
Great, it's a roll call vote.
Anderson.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Gardner.
yes.
Muncy.
Yes.
Motion carries. Now, what unfinished business, which takes us to new business, the Kalamazoo River Greenway request for funding for the kayak launch donation, which is on page 21. And we talked about this during the workshop. The materials that Dan presented to us on Wednesday are in the packet.
Mayor, I'll make the motion. Motion to approve a $5,000 contribution to the Outdoor Discovery Center for fiscal year 2026-2027 to support continued implementation of the Lower Kalamazoo River Greenway Plan and accept the kayak launch donation from the Saugatuck Douglas Rotary Club.
I'll second.
I guess just a quick comment before opening up further discussion. It was, Dan did a great job of walking us through all of the work that ODC has done for the Kalamazoo River Greenway. I mean, I think we got more than our $5,000 worth of value to the city and surrounding communities. So there was broad support among council who were here Wednesday that we make another donation and accept the kayak launch.
It's a good presentation.
Great.
And I'll make another, just to comment on this, Mayor. I'm pleased that this is going to go before Parks and Public Works because although my gut reaction still remains Spear Street would be a great location, I started to think more about where these currently exist, and they typically are attached to floating docks. And so I don't know if it's going to be feasible to do it there, but I think Parks will probably take a deeper dive into it to see if it can be worked in such a way that it would either work on that concrete side or the steel dock that's there in Spear Street. And I don't know the answer to that, but I'm just glad that it's going to be looked at because although I think like some other council members that Spear Street could be very desirable, given the presence of the ramp there. I do think there might be some things that we're not taking into account, but I'm sure we'll find a place for it.
And Ryan, you want to provide perspective on the DNR and
Yeah, I mentioned at the workshop meeting that we've received grant funds in the past to make improvements both at the Spear Street launch as well as the installing the shopper docks. And when you accept those grant funds, there's, site plans and certain things that you're committing to, in this case with the DNR to, maintain those improvements, allow, those uses to continue. So there's actually agreement language in both that kind of speaks to the fact that there's changes to those sites that, could be something that the DNR needs to sign off on. So I reached out to them. They had indicated that it's probably something that will need their sign off. There was, mentioned that, a kayak launcher, for example, at, the shopper docks, would, take up a slip potentially for, other vessels could use that are, motorized, and the initial intent was, for all, vessel types to be able to use those slips. So again, it's not necessarily that it's going to be a no at that location if that's the location that we go with, but I did present them with some feedback on both locations and kind of maybe where it would potentially go for their initial feedback. So, but that's something that we will still have to work through. Now, if it was a absolute no from the DNR and we accepted this donation, then we would have to, figure something out, whether it's a site that we haven't used grant funds for, or we'd have to find another way to use it to put it into use. So,
All the more reason for the due diligence at Parks and Public Works level. So
sure.
thanks.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Quick question on the kayak launch. Were other communities that are part of the Greenway project, were they offered the same donation, or was it just Saugatuck?
I believe the city of the Village of Douglas was also offered
Also?
kayak launch
Okay.
as well. Yep.
Yeah.
Two.
They have a little bit more space for at least more options than what we have, especially with the new marina and as well as the Union Street launch. So, and to answer Councilmember Dean's question, there are many mechanisms to attach them to non-floating docks, so that should not be an issue.
Yeah, I'd wait to hear from Parks on that.
Anything else before we vote? Okay, roll call vote.
Anderson,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Dean.
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Munson.
Yes.
Motion carries. Takes us to staff reports, which begin on page 61. I know Ryan walked us through highlights of his. I think it's not on page 61, but anyway, any questions on the city manager's report? Treasurer's report? Clerk's report? Planning and zoning report? Just say I like the changes that Grayson has made on the planning and zoning report. Engineer's report or police report. All right, with no questions on the reports, that's going to take us to the second public comment period, which can be comments on anything at all. I don't see anyone in the room coming to the podium. Anyone online wish to make a public comment? Brad?
I think that's just Sarah's mouse.
Oh, that's Sarah's mouse. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Brad, sorry about that. Sarah's mouse was on your Zoom cube. Anyone wish to make a public comment on Zoom? It looks like no one does. With that, correspondence. It's been a minute since I looked at the packet. I don't believe there was correspondence. Which takes us to council comments. Gregory, you want to start us with council comments?
oh golly. Boy, it is August and we're feeling it. Boy, the town is busy and folks are getting their last minute summers in with their kids and taking them from place to place. So just to remind everybody to take a little bit more extra patience. This is the last call for summer and it can get a little hectic out there. And as well as tempers can fly a little bit sometimes because it does get a little testy out there, especially when you're driving through town. So just be a little bit more patient, drive a little bit slower when you're coming through town. Also, movie in the park. This is the 7th or 8th year that Laura from Mill Pond Realty, Laura Durham from Mill Pond Realty sponsors movie in the park over here at Coughlin Park on the big screen. They'll be showing Ford versus Ferrari, which is a popular movie. I don't know much about it, but it's about race cars and there's some big headliners in it. And it starts at dusk this coming Friday there at Coughlin Park. So invite everybody to join it. Kimberly will be making her famous bacon popcorn, which she makes and gives around. But it should be a good time. So we invite everybody to come and hang out with the community.
Great, thanks, Gregory. Scott?
It's a good film. We're at 19 minutes, so I have no further comments.
Joe?
I appreciate council excusing me for the last couple of minutes. I've been traveling up and down the state of Michigan and never ceases to amaze me what a beautiful state we have and arguably one of the best states in the country. And coming home, the contrast just to some of the towns I've seen with this, just kind of touching on what you said, just the number of people that come in to visit here. It really is astonishing. So hats off to the CVB and everybody that promotes this town because you can tell a difference when you come back to Saugatuck. Clearly, we have a lot to offer, which also helps draw the people in. But that's all I had to say.
Russ?
Spoiler alert, a team that begins with the letter F wins Ford versus Ferrari.
It's
a great movie. It's a
Thanks
lot-
for that
it's-
spoiler.
It's a pretty good, thank you. It's a good movie. It's definitely worth your time. I mentioned before we were getting started that Xfinity had an outage today. And, you know, outages occur, but what concerns me is there was no notification pushed out to anybody that they were planned to be down today, that we saw, that my wife saw. My wife works from home. I work from home on a fairly regular basis. It's disruptive. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who was impacted. I don't know what the city staff did today, but we need to expect more from our utilities. We can work around planned outages, and what they told me when I called them is they said, well, this is to improve our service. I said, great. I didn't mention who I was. I just mentioned I'm calling as a customer that your service is out. So it wasn't even on their website until after I called, and all of a sudden it popped up on their website. So that's something we need to, I don't know who we talk to at Xfinity, or we have a conversation with them, but you know, if consumers or the gas company or and I frankly considered ISP to be a utility at this point. It was disruptive. So.
I will mention, at the flower shop,
It's not a discussion time. It's just our council comment time.
So I would ask that we take a look at how we can get Xfinity to the table to discuss what they're going to do going forward. I'm pleased that they're improving their service because they could use some upgrades in their service, but please do so and let us know when you're going to do it. Because I'm sure there's some businesses disrupted. So I'll leave it at that. I do appreciate the press release. Thanks for that has answered a lot of questions that folks ask me continuously on when those darn houseboats, it's not the word I usually hear, when those floating homes are going to be gone. So I said it's a very complex process. I said the city's invested well over $1 million in getting to this point. We've been successful in our litigation. The wheels of justice turn slowly. So that was very helpful and well done. Thank you for the effort to put that out there. That was extremely helpful. Appreciate your response to Tim Woodard's email regarding Holland Street. Holland Street has become a problem. And I know Mr. Woodward and his wife, Rosemary, I've complained about it. We need to get a comprehensive plan in place to control the traffic on Holland Street when it comes to bike and pedestrians. Especially with this new development that's going in out by Blue Star Barns. If you've not driven by there and look and see, they're putting in, I don't know how many units out there. And I can bet a lot of those folks are going to be on bikes or walking strollers or something to get into town. Probably cars too. But we need to be in front of this because we're just lucky we haven't had a fatality or a serious accident. And I've been pushed off the street by e-bikes. I try to stand my ground with my dog. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. It's a bad situation. We need to fix it. So Mr. Woodard has been, every time I see him, I run into him and he talks to me about it. So I don't know what we need to do to get off the dime on this, but we need to address this. Also too, I want to thank Paul for his email about going down to talk to In the Elements and the Spear Street boat launch. Thank you. Appreciate the effort. That's all I've got.
Great. I should kind of building on some of this, the engagement stuff the city's been doing is really fabulous, Ryan. Both, you know, getting the information out on the houseboat litigation, the communications around the water valve work, the Park Street. I love that, that we're, you know, bringing people together. I love the idea of doing it at the pavilion. So great work. It lets people be heard. And then I just want to shout out the staff reports. That's just, you all do a really nice job. And speaking of staff work, I know I said this at the workshop, but we'll say it again. The team that works our elections is just amazing. Our two clerks are fabulous. Kathy Brockington, who serves as the election chairperson, does a great job, and all of the volunteer, well, I guess modestly paid residents who support the elections. It's a great team, and the attention to detail and perfection is just commendable. So thank you. And that's it for me. Who would like to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say yes.
Yeah.
Meeting adjourned.
26.
20.